Hey, gang, welcome to the Wicked Weather Show. I'm your host, Peter Lovasco. Actually, it's the Wicked Weather Hour. I'm going to change the tuning to it. So we don't have any guests set tonight, so what we're doing tonight, folks, is we're taking calls. You can call in on the show at 1-818-431-8214. You know, if you have any questions regarding the weather, if you want to talk paranormal, I don't mind anything tonight, but I have a hell of a show for you coming up next week, and I'll talk about that right before the end of the show. But before we start, I want to thank Rolling Hills Asylum in Batavia, New York, for sponsoring our show tonight. Before I forget, and again, I always say this, it's on the bucket list. You got to get there. It's scary, and I can't wait to get there. And I want to go thank Fort William Henry up in Lake George, New York. Beautiful. It's up in the hills. Great time of season now to get up there and have a good time. So I have a special, not guest tonight, but I'm doing something different. Kind of hard winging it when you don't have a guest. But unfortunately, a lot of my guests were on vacation for this weekend that I had originally wanted to have on the show. I do see some of my friends in the chat room. Mark, Braintree Fire, Twisted Kid, I don't know who you are, but welcome to the show. I have my host with me tonight, actually producer. I am the host. What the hell am I saying? Tammy Rosenfeld is with me tonight, and she's the one that's going to be taking the calls and all that, but I'm going to bring her on, and she's going to be talking with me for a while. So, Tammy, welcome to my show, or our show.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me.
Hey, listen, I've been, Syracuse is in a tight area, but the National Weather Service, the Storms Prediction Center, has put up a slight risk for just over Syracuse through all of southern New England, southern Vermont, southern and central New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio, the eastern part of Indiana, and we've got some Kentucky as well, Ohio, West Virginia, and So, anyways, there's a moderate risk right over Ohio, Kentucky, and southwest Pennsylvania. So, you guys experienced a lot of severe weather out in Syracuse. You had a tornado out there, a week or two ago?
Yes, we did. We have a lot of lakes out here, which cause a lot of weather issues.
Right, and so that does a lot of damage, right?
Yes, we have Lake Ontario, and Syracuse is right underneath Lake Ontario.
Okay.
And we have the Finger Lakes, and we have all these lakes.
Right. And does that does it make more of a higher chance of severe weather out in that area since you're in you're not in the hills, right? Syracuse isn't in a hilly area, is it?
It is. Syracuse is very hilly.
It is, okay.
Yep, go
ahead.
We have plateaus, and a lot of things are in the valleys in Syracuse, yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, you know where I live. I live on the coast. A lot of my friends on Twitter know I live on Cape Ann, on the water. You know, the East Coast, like I said before, storms can break up. But we're looking at a situation come tomorrow that, it's a little airy. It's a little scary, actually. We're only at a 15% chance by the Storms Prediction Center. But I'm really concerned with western Massachusetts, eastern New York State, especially Ohio. They could see a tornado outbreak over Ohio, northern Kentucky, and western Virginia, and even southwestern Pennsylvania. And I can't even rule out Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey as well. But up here in New England, it's more of a scattered, but the profiles are showing the chances for severe supercells to form. So we're going to keep an eye on that activity as well. And, we have the dew points will be in the 70s. And if we get any breaks or, the clouds or the sunshine, folks, we're looking at a pretty rapid, wild afternoon, or actually late morning for eastern Mass. I'd say probably 8 or 9 out in western Mass and maybe like 12 to 1 or 2 in eastern. And then we could have another round. And then it looks like we could have a flood potential on Monday if all comes into play and nothing goes further out to the south and east. So anyways, I have a question for you. No more scary possible weather, LOL. Twisted Kid doesn't like no scary weather. Well, I mean, us weather geeks, and you know this, Tammy, right? Us weather enthusiasts, we live for this crazy weather, right? Don't you know me well enough that we live for this friggin' crazy weather, right?
Right, we do.
I mean, I go outside and film it. I'll get right in it, but I'll be away, so I'll be able to protect myself too much. You know what I mean? But as far as severe weather's going, we've had microbursts, we've had some tornado warnings, macro bursts, but I think New England's severe weather this year has been really tame compared to the past couple of years. I haven't seen any big damage. I mean, damage in isolated towns, but we haven't had a widespread severe weather outbreak yet. I do think a watch will go up tomorrow for southern New England, and I think the Cape Cod Islands will also be in on this watch. I don't think we have to worry about a marine influence tomorrow because we're going to have a south-southwesterly flow, and with the dew points in the 70s, I think, and the water temperatures are warm now off Cape Cod. They're in the 70s. So I think that will help mitigate what we're looking for as marine influence goes. So, Tammy, you're in the paranormal. Tell me, when we get a thunderstorm, I'm always, intrigued with this. So we get some thunder, we get some lightning. Does that have any positive energy effect on paranormal ghost hunting as far as paranormal groups go when they're out investigating? Folks, I do investigate, and I friggin' love it. But weather's my number one friggin' passion. But paranormal comes number 2, right up in there. That's right, Denny. It's true. Or whoever said true. It's just the thrill, the adrenaline rush. I mean, the chasing the weather. You can't do much storm chasing out here in Massachusetts because of the, we don't have flat terrain and all the trees block everything out, which kind of sucks. Because if you're out in the Midwest, it's all flat, and you don't have to worry about it. You can just keep following that storm for hours and hours. Like the Dominator does on TVN, Reed Timmer and Sean Phelps. They all do that out there. They do a great job, too. You know what, guys? If you know anybody out there that knows Reed Timmer really well, I want him on my show. You let me know. I want him on my show. He's a great guy. And, again, I was friends with him on Twitter. My Twitter account got hacked. I got a different Twitter account, so I want him back. Anyway, so tell me, what does the lightning have to do and the energy have to do with the paranormal?
It can stir up energy. Because lightning is energy. Weather is energy. And, the entities can feed off that energy, and it can create more activity in a house.
Right. So instead of them hiding from you guys or from us doing investigations, this more energy will bring them out in a thunderstorm?
Yes. Sometimes during severe thunderstorms, energy is created. Okay.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's good to know. All right, so I got a question in the guest room, chat room. They want to know, what's up with NASA making storm clouds, I read, will screw with the weather? Well, that's a good question, guest, because myself and my producer were talking about this the other night on a phone call. Do you remember, Tammy, we were having this phone call about chemtrails?
Yes.
Or what they were doing, the government was doing as far as making their own weather or controlling weather. And I told you I had this dream that they were doing it from a button or a friggin' drone that was flying around. And then the thing crashed because I shot it down with a BB gun. But anyways, and you had the flamethrower, so that thing didn't have a friggin' chance. No, but seriously, all to the truth of the matter, I think the government's trying to come up with something to control the weather. I can't prove it. I don't know. I mean, but it's a conspiracy. I'm not one that wants to, conspiracize with it. But if you look at things, when we send NASA out to hurricanes and they drop the drop zone into the eye of the hurricane to get the pressure, or actually into the eastern or northeastern quadrant of the hurricane, they drop those ground zones into the storm itself to get all their information, to gather all the intelligence for the track. You know what I'm talking about, Tammy? And all the data. So, but what are they really doing? Could they be dropping other stuff in it? Absolutely. Do we know? No. This guy wants to make something that will go out over the ocean. It's like an oil film I don't know what company it works for, but, if you ask me, they're probably on crack, because who's going to put a film over the Atlantic Ocean or off Africa to stop hurricanes? Or what if this shit makes hurricanes stronger? Do we want that? No, we don't want that. So it's just a lot of conspiracy crap. So I hope that answers your question, guest 8508. So, Tammy, we're talking about paranormal and the weather. What else? Humidity, temperature, can that also have an influence on paranormal and paranormal investigations or haunts and homes?
Yes.
Okay. So,
and we have that equipment to measure that, the dew point, or if the humidity is high. But also, in the dead of winter, things can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people are, trapped in houses in the dead of winter, and so you will notice more activity,
Right. No, I totally agree with that. It's just the house squeaks more in the cold. You're in a haunted house. I don't know if anybody out there in my listener land's into paranormal, but it's pretty cool, so you might want to check it out sometime. Matter of fact, right now, one of my good buddy and his fiance, Mark Avila, Warren Sheridan, Mike, I don't know if Mike's with them or not. I don't know who's with them. They're doing an investigation right now at a disclosed location. And matter of fact, Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society and Paranormal Hangover, their radio show on the air, they're doing the paranormal Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society. They're holding that event down in Fall River, right? And on August 29th.
They are doing an event in Palmyra, New York. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. And we're going to be there for that, so maybe we'll get a nice thunderstorm, or who knows, maybe a tropical cyclone will be moving up the coastline. I think I would rather, if that was the case, I think we would miss the event and we'd be on the beach reporting live to all the viewers out there for the possible tropical landfall, which I do think the hurricane season is going to pick up pretty soon. But I don't know. Do we have any callers?
Nope. We do not have any callers yet.
All right, so since we don't have any callers yet, please call in, ask me a question. I told you this was going to be a wing it fun show tonight. I apologize. My guests, again, are on vacation, so I'm just taking over the realms. And thank the Lord that I have Tammy, my producer, helping me out as a guest. Now I want to bring on my daughter for a second. She's probably going to want to ask me a few questions with the weather, so I get a little special guest for you. So we're going to bring in my daughter. Hi, Madison. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So what's new? What do you got? Any questions to ask your old dad?
Yeah. What do you like better, hurricanes or tornadoes?
What do I like better, hurricanes or tornadoes? I would have to say a hurricane. It's got more strength. You can watch it form off the Carolinas or off Africa and Atlantic Ocean, and they last longer. A tornado's pretty quick. It can do a lot more damage in a short period of time, maybe a minute or two. So, yeah. You want to tell everybody what happened last night?
You can.
Last night, we went and took the scooter out. So we were doing an experiment in the neighborhood, and we actually made some videos. So as we wanted to see what a tornado would do on a road at a high speed, or a high thing of speed, yeah. So anyways, everything was going good on her Razor scooter until she fell down and scraped both her knees. But we took care of that, didn't we, honey?
Yeah.
But she's a trooper. What do you want to be when you grow up, Madison?
Probably an actress.
An actress?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that Tammy knows in that field, right, Tammy?
I know some people, yes, in that field, yes.
Do you? Is there a delay between us, Tammy?
A little delay, I think.
Yeah, that's screwing up the whole show, I think. Oh, well, we'll work it out. So anyways, Madison's also into the weather. She's helped me out with my Good Morning Gloucester forecast, right? She's held a video for me. She's really, really big into the weather. So I want to thank Madison for coming on. Thank you, Madison.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's get back to the weather. So anybody out there have any questions as far as severe weather goes for Sunday for southern New England? You want to know what's going on for the winter ahead. Long-range forecasts aren't my thing. Chris Frost is in the room, or did he leave?
Chris left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just seems to be a delay with us. I don't know why. It's just like, is it because we're both hosts, or is it just we're trying something different?
I don't know.
Okay, so anyways, Cape that we have available for tomorrow, guys, is 2,000 to 3,000 available convective. And wind shear, like I said, 35, 40 knots. So, I mean, we get small craft advisory as well. So, Tammy, what should we talk about, honey? We're not getting any calls. We're not getting any questions. Why don't you ask me some questions?
Why don't you tell us what a microburst is? Some people don't know what a microburst is, and Syracuse gets them a lot.
Oh, microburst?
Yes.
You want to know what a microburst is? Okay, well, yeah, I mean, a microburst is basically a very strong thunderstorm with straight-line winds. When you get a microburst, hold on a second. My radio just went dead. The winds spread out from all over the place. What's he saying? Having help keep crashing. Chris, call in. I want to hear what's going on, buddy. Oh, we don't want to hear that. Sorry, folks, I have technical difficulty. This is going to be a bomb tonight. Oh, I'm going to lose all my listeners. Oh, screw it. All right, anyways, you there? Tammy?
Yes.
Okay. So anyways, back to that.
A microburst is straight winds, right?
Yeah, it's a microburst is straight line winds. It can be in a mile or so area regarding the towns or the damage area. If the precipitation in a microburst stays, damage in a microburst stays in one area and it doesn't spread out in all different directions, then it's considered a microburst. A tornado, you'll see damage spread out in all different directions. Straight line winds are the ones that actually go from one direction to another. It's a microburst is the downward motion of the downdraft. You got the heavy rain that comes down that brings down that cooler air, and that cooler air hits the ground and it spreads out at great rates of speed. Actually, it can go as far as high as, I would say, 80 to 100 miles per hour.
Wow.
In some places. You know what I mean? So, so that answers that. What else you got?
Tell us if a hurricane can spawn off tornadoes, strong tornadoes, or are they small tornadoes?
Oh, great question. And this is what I really love about hurricanes, guys. We have southern New England is the ones that always are in, we're usually on the eastern side of a hurricane, which puts us in the worst wind because they usually come up, if New England gets impacted, they come up over Long Island, and they go right up over the eastern tip of Long Island or Connecticut and up through southern New England. Most of the time, in that kind of a situation, the northeastern quadrant of a hurricane is the worst part of a hurricane. That's the worst part with the most severe weather, damaging winds, and, yes, you can get spin-off tornadoes. So I actually love the northeastern quadrant of a storm because that's the best area to get a tornado. Does that answer your question? But back to the microburst, folks. Actually, what it is it's down. I didn't explain it correctly because my head's all screwed up tonight. It's a downdraft of sinking air in a thunderstorm, okay? And it's less than, I'd say, probably about 2.5 miles in scale, all right? And some microbursts can pose a threat to life, property, significant damage to homes, and it can also cause significant problems to aviation, air travel. If you're up in a plane and there's a microburst, you're going to hit some pretty damn good turbulence with that, and you want to hopefully that your pilot's smart enough, he'll steer his ass away from that or hold off before that microburst comes through. Microbursts aren't widely known as tornadoes, but they can cause speeds, again, as high as 100 to 150 miles per hour. In the very worst cases, there have been a few cases where in Massachusetts, I believe, where we have seen winds over 100, 120 miles an hour and microbursts. There's a lot of factors that come into microbursts, guys. You got mid-level air in training. You got cooling beneath the thunderstorm cloud base, and then the cloud base above freezes, and then the existence of the rain or hail within the thunderstorm is driven down. And due to that, you get the three primary types. You get the wet, dry, and the hybrid, and that's what causes your microburst. So there you go. That's your microburst. And anything can really happen. I mean, Cape Ann can get a microburst. Microbursts are wicked crazy. They really are. I'm hoping to see a good thunderstorm. Yeah, Mark, I'm hoping. Mark, I got you actually down there for having a good thunderstorm in Braintree tomorrow. I think you need to watch yourself after 10 or 11 o'clock. I'd say 11 o'clock noon, and then maybe another round around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So.
Oh, we have a caller.
We got a caller. All right. Who do we got?
All right. Hello? Are you on the line?
Chris. Well, actually, Chris, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
How's the weather down in South Carolina?
It is hot and muggy.
Really? You guys have been really in the prime down there as far as afternoon thunderstorms and nighttime thunderstorms going. You've had these great light shows. Chris Frost is down in South Carolina. He actually made my LED light that I'm going to be using for my live reports in the middle of a hurricane at night and severe weather events. Chris, what's your company's name or your group's name again?
Spurs, SPRS.
Spurs, right? SPRS. Yep. There you go, Spurs. Yeah. So hopefully everything will go well. You'll get the check, and we'll get I'll get the light. We'll be able to get it all started. So tell me though, that video that you sent me before that had some controversy to it, as far as maybe everybody thought it could have been a UFO with all that weird lightning that was stuck inside the cloud that you and your buddy caught. I've never seen anything like that, Chris. That was unreal. I mean, did you guys send that video to anybody else besides myself and YouTube, or did anybody see it?
Nope, you're the only guy who actually took any interest in it whatsoever.
Really? See, a lot of people just like, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're the only one who even cared about it. I mean, no one else has seen anything like it. And we did take a picture of it, and there was like a UFO-looking object in it that I think I showed you as well. And
right,
I can't debunk it. It's not an artifact in the camera because other pictures don't have it in there. So I don't. It's like some kind of weird. It's almost like a UFO was coming in and out of space, and that was like the effects of it. It's really cool.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, that was just, I could not believe that video I was watching. I got to be honest with you, I watched that video probably about 20 times.
Honestly, I've been here since 2010, and I've never seen a storm like that in the dark before. So it had been the rarest events I've ever seen.
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was just like, there's lightning in this, the cloud, the base. It's just something just didn't look right because you didn't get any thunder or nothing. It was just the lightning was just stuck in the crowd, and it was just a constant flash, constant light show. It was so freaking freaky, man. If I was outside watching that from the porch, I would have thought it was that movie where they put those tin things over their head. You remember that movie?
Oh,
with Mel Gibson.
I can't remember it right now.
I don't remember it either.
Does
anybody remember that movie?
Yeah.
What was that movie?
Sightings or something?
Something, yeah. Remember? That was just freaky crap. So there's some weird shit that goes out there in this world and in this country, and a lot of people keep it to themselves, which is, not a cool thing to do sometimes. I mean, have you guys heard about, we had a paranormal witnessing up in Maine. I saw this show. I don't remember what it was on. Maybe it was on Sci-Fi. I'm not sure. but they showed this. They had this thing where this family was attacked by what they thought were trolls or something. I don't know. Their eyes would glow, and they clawed through the house and stuff. Did you guys see that episode? There was like a true type thing.
I haven't seen that one.
No. And actually what it would do is, like, you're explaining the cloud was full of lightnings and stuff. Oh, there we go. Mark says signs. Yes, signs. That's it, Mark. Where they had the tin thing on their head. Yes, signs. So, you know, it's funny. A lot of my meteorologist friends, weather enthusiasts, weather geeks, whatever the hell you want to call them, a lot of them like the paranormal as well. It's funny, but I think, like I said before, because it's an adrenaline rush, you know, and it's an excitement. Like for you, Chris, what do you enjoy so much about investigating? What is the rush for you? Would you rather just hear noises, have doors shut and stuff, or do you want to see this shit chasing you down the stairs? You know what I mean? Before you're going to lose it.
Well, I love the main thing for me is if it's not a residential case, if it's like a normal, like a random location, I like something thrown at me. You know, I want to go into a place. I want a brick thrown at me, the actual just smack in the face, push me down the stairs kind of thing. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But if it's a residential case, I actually want to be there and help the family out, whether it's, you know, be there, try to help them out mentally, and say, this is what's going on. You're not crazy, and I'm going to find somebody who can help you out. There's two different paths I take. And
And Tammy, does that go for you as well?
Yes. I am.
That goes for you as well, Tammy?
I am primarily there to help people with their paranormal needs.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's fun to do the public investigations, but my main goal is to work residential cases.
Cool. Now, do both of you, actually I got both of you on the line. We have no other calls, no other questions in the chat room I can see right now. Would both of you go, I know, Chris, you sent me that video of storm chasing on, was it 95? Were you on 75? What route were you on?
No, that was 26.
All right, you went 26. That was in South Carolina. Was that near? Where was that near again? You were north of
near Charleston.
So you were near Charleston when you took that video footage, right?
Yep.
And that was pretty sick, man. That was really twisted, insane. That was great video footage. And, you know, I would love to take both of you on a friggin' all-expense, wild, crazy friggin', you know, tornado chase. I think the three of us could go down to Oklahoma, meet up with some friends of mine out in the Midwest, and then, you know, we could wing it for like a week or two out there chasing tornadoes. Would you guys do that?
I would love to do that.
That would be awesome.
All right, so we're gonna have to put that on the bucket. We're gonna have to put that on the bucket list, and maybe we can set it up for next spring or summer, or we'll give it another year. But that's what I want to do. Maybe we can rent something like a Dominator, or maybe we can ask Reed if
I want
they can
the
lend us
Dominator.
I love one. That thing's like a vacuum on the friggin' ground, right? The fucking thing won't lift up. It's like a suction, and it's unbelievable. I mean, that's like a spaceship on the ground. Reed, Timma, and Sean and the whole gang in that thing the adrenaline rush. I wonder if they're laughing during storm chases. I'm sure they are. They love this shit like I do. And like I said, that's why I want to get them on the show. I want to know all about storm chasing. I've done it, but I want to know more about what they do, how far they stay away. Do you guys friggin' core punch? Are you that insane? Do you play a guitar before you go in? What do? You say a prayer?
Right.
But just, you know, because you got to know that these things can back build. And then guess what? You're looking right in the eyes of the friggin' thing. You're like, oh, my God, I'm going to fucking die. You know what I mean? And that's not something you want, like Twister, where the vehicle got picked up in the air and smashed to the ground. You know what I mean?
Well, look at those guys last year who got killed.
What's that?
Well, didn't that guy
last
year doing that?
Storm chaser that got killed.
Oh, yeah, Chaser. Yes, I remember. I was watching my computer system, and I'm sure Mark in the chat rooms doing the same thing. And you could see where all the storm chasers were, all their tags on the system, on Skywarn and all that. And you could tell that they were so close to the storm system that, oh, my God, this thing is like 1.5 miles, 2 miles wide. I think it went 3 miles wide at one time, if I'm not correct. And it was like an F4 and an F5. And, yeah, I mean, how do you outrun one? If you're not in a vehicle and you've got a fucking tornado coming at you at 50 to 65 miles an hour out in the plains or wherever you are, and it's flat, you can't outrun that thing 50, 65, 70 miles an hour. It's impossible. You got to be like friggin' Bionic Man, or what's the guy with the long arms and legs that I'm looking for? Go Gadget. You stick your arm up on the moon, and maybe it'll swing you up. Other than that, I mean, you're not going to outrun it. You're probably going to shit your pants before the damn thing, kills you. But, yeah, no, I would never even think about getting stuck in a tornado like that. I mean, what would you guys do? If you were in a tornado, you were chasing, and this thing grew to 2 miles wide, but you were about a mile away, but it's going at 75 miles an hour. What would you guys do?
I would say
if I was driving.
You would say what?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I would pray.
You would scream?
The Lord.
Oh, pray. And Chris, what would you do?
I would kiss my ass goodbye because there's no outrunning that unless I had a car.
Mark would sing.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, all by thee, all by thou, my life's gone. Oh, I'm going to be out of here. Oh, God. Well, you can always do what they say. Get in a ditch, lay low, maybe grab onto one of those little hay things I don't know. I don't live out there, so I don't know what they call them. Those hay stacks. What do they call them? Is there a name for them, guys?
Is that a hay bale?
Hay bale. Hold on to the hay bale and enjoy the ride, and maybe it will blow you off course, and, it'll protect you from debris or trees or power lines or whatever. There's not much. Or, hey, we got cows. Moo!
Flying cows.
Oh, God, oh, shit, we got a friggin' tractor trailer coming at us.
Hey, why did they tell you not to hide underneath a bridge for? That seems like a pretty good place to go.
Oh, I'll tell you why, and this is a good question. So everybody listen out there, this is why they don't want you to hide in girders or underneath a bridge. What happens is when the tornado's approaching, the suction underneath a place that's covered, that's above ground, but is open to the tornado where the air can come in, the suction, the vortex suction is more stronger in an underpass than it is when the tornado goes over. So as it's approaching, the suction sucks into where you're at, and it sucks one way, and then as it goes by, it sucks the other, and what it will do is it'll either suck you into the friggin' pavement, and your head will be splat all over it, and it'll be like, bye-bye, Chris, or it'll suck you right up into the tornado. So it's really not good to be underneath the overpass or anything like that, because you want to just be in a ditch. You want to lie down, put your hands over your head and knees. People have survived by doing this, folks. I can't stress enough. You don't want to stay in your vehicle with a tornado coming and you're in its path, because it's going to pick up that tornado and drop you like a matchbox, and it's going to go boom, and you're going to be gone. So you want to always just stay down on the ground in the lowest area possible, whether that be dirt or grass or whatever, But like it is, I definitely want to get someone on that knows more than I do about storm chasing. And, maybe they can take us on a storm chasing tour, and we could do a live show doing that, Tammy. That would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they would.
And, we can bring Chris and Mark and Lauren. Mark was going to call in tonight from their disclosed location. We'll see if he still calls. And Ryan was supposed to call me tonight. I think Ryan might have got grounded. Ryan is he's a weather enthusiast, as I was growing up as a kid. He's young, but he's so into the weather, and I really am impressed, and I like to see how these kids grow up getting into the weather, and hopefully they'll become meteorologists, in the future, and really take it seriously, because these kids are our, generation, right, to come?
Mm-hmm.
So what else is new down in South Carolina besides storms tonight? Chris, again, back to that. You guys have been getting those thunderstorms on and on and off. You sent me some pretty cool pictures the other night that I really enjoyed looking at, so I appreciate you sending me those pictures. You too, Tammy. Those damaged pictures you sent me from Syracuse were amazing, and I shared them on Twitter, and I shared them with my friends. But we'll get to you first, Chris. What's causing all these thunderstorms down there? Do you have you have a stalled front in the area? What is it? Boundary? Is it just normal for you guys down in South Carolina in the summertime, like Florida?
Yeah, it's pretty normal. But I think we have a cold front coming in, and it's fighting the heat, and it's just creating.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
see, up here in New England. Go ahead.
Well, getting those pictures to you yesterday almost killed me because I almost got struck by lightning. That was probably the closest I've ever been to a lightning strike.
Oh, my God. That's right, Tammy. He almost got struck by lightning. I told him, don't go outside. Folks, when thunder roars, get indoors. I'm not joking. Lightning's the number one killer in the world when it comes to weather. I lived in Tampa, Florida for a while. I know what lightning can do. It's like Tampa's like the lightning capital of the world, or the United States, or even the world, I guess. Yeah, it is the world, if I'm correct. But yeah, folks, lightning kills. You don't want to stick your head out a window. Don't be like me. I do that, but don't do it. In a hurricane, trees are snapping, and you're like, oh, that thing's going to go. And the next gust, whoo, it's gone. And you got your head out the window, you could lose your head from flying debris. Don't do that. But you know what? I stick farther out, but I hold on to the windowsill. If there's a hailstorm in your neighborhood, don't go out in it. But you know what? I do it with a potted pan that my mom used for meatballs. So I'm just telling you don't want to do these stupid things. Myself, I'm experienced. I am a weather stuntman because, believe me, I've been through it all. I've been through all the shit there is with weather except for running away from a tornado. Again, but that seems to be the topic tonight is storm chasing, paranormal. Chris, I don't know if I ever told you, but I've had some crazy experiences in the paranormal as well, being with Mass Coast Hunters Paranormal Society, and they just blew my mind. But that we can use that for another show. Anything else you guys want to talk about as far as weather goes?
Well, let's talk about the difference between regular straight lightning and ball lightning, because I have seen ball lightning before, and it's fascinating.
Ball lightning?
Yes.
Is that what? So you want to know what ball lightning is? Well, you know what straight lightning is. I mean, it's just the normal lightning that you get in a thunderstorm. Ball lightning, huh?
Yeah, people saw ball lightning and they thought it was UFOs.
Right.
Yeah, some
ball
people
lightning
do
can
think
also be. What's that?
Some people do think it's UFOs. Chris is right.
Oh, from ball lightning? I don't know what causes ball lightning. Do you guys know what causes it?
I only seen it once.
I just know when people see it, they think it's a UFO, and they're like, being invaded, run.
Yeah. I'm trying to come up with something for you guys, but, I just think that, actually, if you want to go back to ball lightning, I think in Twister they had ball lightning. But I guess I'll go on a hunch. I think ball lightning has got to be rare. The ball of light that's observed floating in the atmosphere or close to the ground, I don't know, but I think ball lightning comes out before a really nasty, severe thunderstorm. I think most often you get ball lightning would be when there's a tornado in the area, I would think, because the lightning's being spun out due to the excessive turning and motion of the supercell storm. But it's not natural for all storms to have ball lightning. But if you do see ball lightning, I would suggest that you get under your friggin' mattress and say a prayer, because I don't know what it means, to be honest with you. I've seen orange lightning before. I've seen blue snow before. I've seen red lightning. I wouldn't say it's red, but there's all different kinds of lightning. I've seen green skies. You guys all know what green skies mean. It means that there's a lot of turbulence in the atmosphere, and that the storm that's approaching is, if you don't have a radio or you don't really know anything about the weather, it would just primarily tell you that, there's something really bad coming, and just be ready for it, basically. But what about hail? Do you guys get a lot of hail down in South Carolina?
The only time I've ever seen hail was when I lived in New Hampshire. Just before we moved, we had a microburst, and we actually had golf ball size hail. And the sky was going about 100 miles an hour, and it was green. And about a mile away from us, there was an F3 tornado. And it only killed one person, and it was protecting the baby. I don't know if you guys saw that in the news. There was a grandma protecting her little baby. And
no shit.
I don't remember what town it was in now, because it was a while ago. It was in 2009 or 10. I can't remember now. But there was an F3 tornado. It was about a mile away from me. Yep. And the poor lady was protecting her grandkid, but it killed her, but the baby was okay. And it was intense, and it destroyed my house and my car. It was the hail, not the tornado. It was awful. Serious time of my life that day. I have pictures of it. I'll have to send them to you one day.
Wow. That's crazy. Tammy, how about you? You ever experienced anything like that?
That's the only time we get hail is usually during severe thunderstorms, and a microburst is coming through in a tornado. When that tornado happened a couple of weeks ago, we had hail, and we also had a microburst, and people were reporting that the sky turned green.
Green, or
we did.
Usually, that's okay. Yeah, green is the case usually before a really bad, violent downdraft or a thunderstorm. Hail can get up as far as, we call it, pea size is quarter size hail, so it's like a pea. Marble moth falls half, and then we call dime or penny size hail is, a quarter. Nickel's close to $1, is close to 1 inch. Quarter is 1 inch hail. Half dollar is an inch and a quarter. And then you go to golf ball, you're an inch and 3/4. Then you get all the way up to softball and grapefruit, you're over 4 inches in diameter in hail. But hail usually is a sign of a tornado coming after the hail. Because when you get a hail core, you get a very intense storm that's dropping hail, because the winds are being thrown up into the cloud, the updraft, spun around, coming down. They're doing all this, and the hail just grows. Because it doesn't take, the water couplets up top, they don't form. So when it forms complete as a drop and it comes down, and they miss coming down to shoot, well, they freeze, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then you get these huge-ass hail. So that's where that all comes from. But myself, I've only experienced living up here in Cape Ann, and even in Florida. I think the most I've ever experienced as far as hail goes was maybe marble size. That's about it. I'm not a big hail person. I'm a big wind person. Like I said, I like to stick my head out the window. I'll take the risk, you know what I mean? So, Chris, do you have any investigations or anything coming up soon?
I got one residential coming up next week or the week after. I'm waiting for the homeowner to come. That's about it for me.
That's it for you. How about you, Tammy?
I have nothing until Lizzie Borden, unless someone contacts us.
Oh, my God, I can't wait for Lizzie Borden. What do you think we're up against at Lizzie?
I don't know. I think it's going to be intense. What do you think?
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be fun. I don't care. I mean, I think it's going to be fun, you know. Mark and Lauren, you know, Mark, one of my great spuds, you know, Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society that's putting this on at the Lizzie Borden event, for the Lizzie Borden event on August 29th at 7 p.m. I think there's still 2 tickets available if anybody out there wants to go. They can go to the website. I think Paranormal, what is it? Do you know what it is? Paranormal Ghost Hunters. Did they change it? MassParanormalGhostHunters.com?
Yeah.
I think.
It's the
so
Mass one, yeah.
So you can go to, so you go to MassParanormalGhostHunters.com, and you go to their website, and when you get in, you'll see that there's still 2 tickets available. And are they still selling them for $165 each? Okay, so these tickets are $165 each, guys. You don't want to miss it. It includes stay in the Lizzie Borden Hotel, an overnight investigation. I think we're going to have a tour. There's going to be a lecture, and I'm sure that they got this thing pretty much surprised and everything, so I can't get into anything because I don't know what's going on with it. But I just know Mark Bill, and I know Lauren, and I know the whole team, Mass Ghost Hunters Paranormal Society, and I know it's going to be a great time, and I'm excited. Tammy's excited. We've both been having recurring nightmares, not nightmares or dreams about this place until last night was my last one. I haven't had any since. Chris, have you ever been to Lizzie?
No, I wish I could be there, but I didn't get to go there before I moved, unfortunately.
Well, you know, this would be a bucket list thing to do if you ever get a chance. It's only about, I don't know, 12 friggin' hours from you? 13 hours from you? Okay, so get in your car, gas it up. There's 2 tickets available, okay? And bring your wife or friend and get your ass up here for the 29th, and then those tickets will be sold.
I think we should go visit Chris. I think we should go visit Chris.
You got to come down here because I got stuff down here that will scare you more than Lizzie Borden.
Chris, we definitely will do that. I already told you I definitely want to come down there. And, you know, if my light doesn't get out on time, you can always hop on the UPS with the package or whatever flight it comes up on, and, you know, it's your free travel, get you here quicker. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the ultimate friggin' bucket list for me is Lizzie Borden with a tornado, ripping the roof off, people going insane, and we make headline news. Oh, my God, how fucking awesome would that be? Tammy, what's your ultimate bucket list freak, whatever show thing, dinging, wanging?
I just hope there's a severe thunderstorm at Lizzie Borden, so that energy can pick up.
I mean, we never ever want people to get hurt. We always tell our listeners out there. When I tweet on Twitter, I'm at Peter Lavasco, Northeast Mass Storm Watch on Twitter. Follow my weather on there. You can follow me on my Wicked Weather page. What is it, Tammy? You know it.
Wicked Weather.
Yeah, just Wicked Weather on Facebook. Look it up. Yeah, just look it up on Facebook, Wicked Weather. You'll see my picture on there. I'm in a Red Sox jersey, and it'll have the show on there. So if you're in the wrong Wicked Weather, then you went to the wrong place. And then get the hell in the right place. But, and Chris, for you, what would it be?
My bucket list? I like insane asylums. So I would definitely go to Waverly just to check it out, see if really what's going on. Probably Penhurst.
But I don't know if you heard myself or Tammy. I said, what's your blanket bucket weather paranormal list? What's
bucket
on it?
Weather.
You gotta mix it with the weather and paranormal.
All right. Waverly with an earthquake and a tornado at the same time.
Really? That sounds cool. I like that. That's all right.
All that energy being released at once.
Well, Ooh, I love that. All right, listen, we got a question in the chat room. My buddy Mark again, he wants to tell. Actually, not a question. He's like, he's been on George's Island. He's been in tunnels and heard voice get called, and then failing getting punched, then leaving it go foggy, or letting it go. Wow, cool, huh? I've never. Do you guys know where George's Island is? The tunnels? Have you heard of them?
No.
No. Mark, where is it? If you could, let us know in the chat room. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. I got to say, it hasn't been a bad show, considering we don't have any crazy guests. Mark says it's the Lady in White. You guys know the Lady in White?
There's many stories of ladies in white.
Mark, there's many stories of Lady in White. Give me a friggin' state, town, city. All right, cool, dude. So anyways,
all right.
Yeah, this has been a great. What's that? Oh, he can't spell. Okay, that's cool, man. You put out fires and you can't spell? No, I'm just kidding. Oh God. So anyways, we got about 9 minutes left, guys. And I want to let you both know it's been great. You guys have been awesome. Chris, thanks for staying on for as long as you did, man.
No
appreciate
problem.
having you. You don't have to go just yet. But, and Tammy, wow, Hans, producer, publicist, whatever. You are my idol. You're just great, and I appreciate everything that you do for me, hon. As always, and I'm looking forward to investigating Lizzie with you as well. So, do either one of you? Well, we still got 8 minutes left. I wanted to talk about one more thing. Oh, so you guys want to know, and in the chat room, and everybody out there, I got a great show coming up for you next week. That will be August 2nd. I have Nick Howes in the house. Woo, woo. Virginia, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right, Renehan and Michael Deneen. Woo-hoo. Shout out to all three of you. We're going to be talking, this is going to be a serious show, so you don't want to miss the show. We're going to be talking space and space weather. I always wanted to know, guys, what goes on up above us as far as black holes, our universe, how strong the winds are up in space. Is it really like that movie that we watched with, I don't know her name, Sandra Bullock. I think she was in it, right? What's that? Gravity. Gravity. You guys see that movie, Gravity?
No.
Hello? Tammy, you seen
Yes,
it?
Gravity. No.
Okay. But anyways, it's like that. So and there's all these great stuff that you want to know about ghosts and stuff like that. Not ghosts, space. I'm losing track here. I'm going insane. But anyways, yeah, there's just so many things I want to know about the galaxy, black matter, dark matter. Is our Earth going off orbit? The asteroids and meteorites and comets getting closer to us? Because doesn't it seem like, guys, there's been a lot of freaking close encounters where they call them a near miss, but they put it on radar or their radar as potential hazard. Have you guys heard about that? When they said, oh, it's only going to miss us by only a fucking 100 miles, that's it, or 100,000 miles. I mean, doesn't that make you scared? Because what if the orbit's off, right? All it's got to do is bring the orbit off by just a teeny little bit, right? And then their calculations are wrong, and we're fucking cooked. Gone.
Yep. I know.
Boom. So, yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? So that's going to be a great show. Nick is in the UK, so he'll be calling in on Skype, or I'll be calling him on Skype. We're going to figure that out. We're going to practice with the Skype next week. Virginia and Michael Deneen, I believe, are both from Gloucester, or they belong to Gloucester's astronomy club. So it's going to be fun to have all three of them guests on and to get some answers. I think it's a very interesting topic, and wondering, what's changing in space and what it has to do with the weather on our planet as well. We talk about the shield. Our shield. What's that shield? The Mr. America shield? No. What's that shield we use? The electric shield? No. Magnetic shield. That's it. Guys, you want to help me? You're supposed to be helping me out here. All right, thank you. So man, and all that. And is there anything you guys want to know that I can ask them too on the show next week?
Yeah, how close was we to the solar flare that almost wiped us out to the Stone Age in 2013?
Oh, solar flares. Yes, we're going to talk about. Yes, we're going to talk about solar flares as well. That's going to make because that can actually fry your computer systems. It can fry power lines. It can fry the whole power grids in the country and in the world. And if that ever happened, oh my God, we would totally go into another cold age, ice age, easy. We'd have no heat.
And it affects the EMF field too, the electromagnetic field.
Right. So if you're getting a hit from the paranormal, it may not just be that, right? It may be that solar flare that's causing it.
It could be a possibility.
Yeah. Well, we got about 4 minutes left. We saved the show. Well, thanks to my producer, Tammy, and my friend Chris from South Carolina. I don't know what I would do without either one of you. Chris, I can't wait to get my hands on this friggin' lead light, man. You tell me that if I get 50 feet, it'll be about, 50 feet away? Or more? How far does it go?
I haven't tested it at 50 feet, but only at 40, but it should be.
Wow. That's awesome. So I'm just thinking that maybe it won't make me go blind.
It'll burn your face off.
It will.
Your eyebrows.
Yeah.
So you weren't kidding when you said that, right?
I know.
Right? Or because I just didn't want to like, oh yeah, well I like my eyebrows, so I want my eyebrows to stay, you know. I don't have much left.
Brand new batteries. So.
Oh, I know exactly. No, I totally know that. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? It just happens. But
if you're alone,
it's going to work really well. It's going to work really well for me, and it you have an upcoming scheduled episode called Ghost Chat Radio in 3 minutes. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye. That's Jason Stanton. His Ghost Chat Radio show. Oh, that's right. So Jason Stanton is coming up in about 1 minute or so from Elmira, New York, with Ghost Chat Radio, and I believe he has a new host with him, right? Is her name Jody?
Right. Yes, and they're going to be investigating. They're going to be live at their investigation.
That's right. They're going to be live at Elmira, New York, investigating a historical Palmyra. So you want to tune in with that. Chris, it's been great talking to you, man. I appreciate you calling in. Have a great night, buddy, and I can't wait, and I'll let you know when the light comes in. All right, bud?
Take care.
All right, thanks, buddy. Bye-bye. You get ready, Chris?
Yep.
Okay.
So Chris also makes lights for paranormal investigators. His name is Chris Frost. The new one. Now, if you want to,
go ahead.
If you want to go, check him out on Facebook.
Right. Check him out on Facebook, Chris Frost, folks. All right, I'm out of time. I want to thank Tammy, my producer. It's been a great show. Don't forget next week, August 2nd, Space and Space Weather with Nick House, Regina Renee, and Michael Deneen. I'm Peter Labasco, your host for Wicked Weather. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, Tammy. Love you all.
Thanks. Bye, guys.